everybody. You are tuned into the When You See Love podcast, where we discuss all things love, marriage, and everything in between. I'm your host, Kamille, and by my side forever and always is my lovely co-host and husband, Snaxx.
What up?
How you doing today, babe?
Pretty good. Cannot complain.
Awesome. Me either. So, before we get right into the podcast, you want to throw out our little disclaimer. We're not therapists, marriage counselors. We ain't got the answers. We don't know. Important. We just new on this thing. So, that's it and that's all.
We're still new in these podcast streets.
We're still new. We just thought that it would be cool to use this platform to talk about our journey, our marriage, our love, everything life. And we just hope that it can resonate with somebody out there.
Hopefully. If not, shoulder shrug.
Oh, disrespect. It's rude. It's not.
I mean,
shoulder shrug.
Shoulder shrug. That's all I really have.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna do what we did on the last episode with our game. I would, but you would never. So this is basically a game where you state one thing that you for certain know that you would, but your partner would never.
Yeah. First, shout out to my wife. I feel like this is a very cool game.
Thank you, honey.
And I don't know if I ever seen it or heard of it before.
No, I'm not going to lie. I was inspired by one of the podcasts that we watched. They do like another cool game. What is it? Is it?
You talking about the Love Hour?
The Love Hour. Check that out, guys.
Yeah, I love their podcast. But they do this or that.
Yes, this or that.
Or basically a form of this or that. Mm-hmm. And when we were coming up with this podcast, we were like, we don't want to do that. Like,
no,
we want to do a game. We're inspired to do a game.
I love that idea.
Because it's just an icebreaker. So, so let's do ours.
Okay, do you want to go first?
I went first last time, but I can go again.
I don't mind if I go first.
Knock it out.
I would use an old bottle of something, or like let's say we have a little bit of syrup left in a bottle, right? But then we also have a brand new bottle of syrup left.
I know where she's going.
I would use the rest of the syrup in the old bottle before opening up the new bottle, but you would never.
I would never.
You don't do that.
Again.
Why?
No, I'm not going to respectfully disagree. I'm caught.
Or another example, and I'm sitting here looking at like the syrup right now, so that's what came to my mind. But you do that with like everything, like hot sauce or milk. Oh my gosh,
milk specifically. I hate the bottom of a carton of milk.
What's wrong with it?
It's been there the longest. It's just been chilling there. Like, I don't. If there's a old bottle of almond milk in the fridge and we got a new one,
he will open up the new one.
Best believe that new one's getting open.
Or spinach, like. If there's a little bit of spinach left in the bag, he'll open up the new bag, but leave the other spinach left to wilt and be wasted. I don't understand it.
That spinach is done. Like
I don't. So I would use that. But you would never.
Almost to a fault though. She would damn near throw some wilted spinach in a dish just because like she don't want to
waste it. I would throw it in like an omelet, but maybe not a salad.
No.
Because if you throw it in the omelet, you can cook it. You're not going to really know the difference.
I'm cool off the wilted spinach. I would definitely bust open something else new. And then, like, if it's
the honey. Oh my gosh,
it's like hot sauce or honey, I will throw it in the back of the cabinet. And that
literally, we just got a new honey.
And Kamille asked me about it. I'd be like, no, we just got a new one.
And then what happens is I'll ask him, like, oh, what happened to the old honey? I don't know. And then he uses this new honey. And then I open the cabinet when it's time to clean, and there's literally like 6 bottles of like only a little bit left of the honey left in it.
Saying, help me. Open me, please.
I was just like, oh my gosh. So that's mine. I would, but you would never.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
That was 0.5 from last episode. You're at 1.5.
What do you mean?
I'm just tallying up. You know I'm competitive.
Go ahead. It's
so 1.5 out of 2 right now. I was 1 for 1.
Yep.
So you would never. This damn near goes off our last episode when we were talking about your TV show. So I would, if I find a new TV show that I think is cool, I like watching it and whatnot, I would damn near only watch like 1 or 2 at a time, just so I can save it and let the season, let the show, last a little and not just go through it. You would binge watch. If you find something new, you're binging it no matter what. Like, you're going to go through it in a week, a day, an hour, whatever it takes. You're going to go through it.
It's like one big movie.
Yeah.
Would you want to watch a movie chopped up and
if the movie's
pieces and
80 hours long? Yeah. I don't have to. First and foremost, I don't like watching TV like that in general. I'd rather be on 2K.
I would also never spend 8 hours on 2K.
It's facts.
See how it turned that back on
That's
you.
what she always does. But anyway, I would never just sit there on the couch and binge watch a TV show. There's not a show in the world that is that good to watch 6-7 episodes in a row.
Criminal Minds, Little Fires,
like
everywhere.
even like, so me and Kamille, we
Law
have
and
these
Order.
TV shows that we watch like in our past. There was Game of Thrones, there was Breaking Bad.
You don't think Game of Thrones is worth?
No, I'm not sitting there.
Game of Thrones is long.
Oh, isn't the show you watching an hour long?
Ooh.
Talk about long. All good shows for the most part are like, I could.
This Is Us. You wouldn't want to watch that as one
I love
big
This Is
movie.
Us. Love This Is Us. I'm not watching it. No.
Think.
Power. I'm not watching Power 8 hours a day.
Oh my goodness. Pause. But we sat up there and watched all the Avenger movies.
Even then, no, babe, you're more of a movie person. Like, even then, we will watch 2 tops.
Okay. Facts.
Whenever we're watching a show that me and you are watching and we're trying to quote unquote binge, I'm always the one pulling the plug first. I'm like,
Y'all, my eyes would be burning.
See, up to 3 in the morning.
I'm not giving up.
No.
I gotta finish it.
Can't do it.
The messed up part about it is that I'm kind of like the person, like, whatever I did right before I went to sleep or like saw, I usually have a dream about it. So I've had so many dreams this week about Little Fires Everywhere because I've been up late watching it.
It's ridiculous.
It's the last thing on my brain when it shouldn't be, but it is.
There's just no TV show that's good. That's good for me to just sit there and watch it for 8 hours. No, hell no.
I would like to delve deeper into the realm here of 2K.
I wish I could see her hand.
I'm literally doing like the...
It's the Obama damn near like...
I just want to... I ain't gonna be before you long. I just want to take time to talk about your dedication. See, I'm trying to use more positive words when it comes to 2K. You're dedicated to the game. You're committed to the game.
I'm good at the game. Like,
so explain that to me, the difference between a game and a TV show.
So that wasn't what I was saying.
Let's look at last Sunday. Let's look at last Sunday.
But, so when I made this, you would never. I wasn't trying to compare.
Oh, my bad. You want me to reel it back? My bad.
I ain't never said I have a problem.
See, I didn't want to compare either, but I was led to bring it to the surface.
That's what they do when they're caught. They always want to.
I want to bring it to the surface.
No, we're focused on your binge watching.
Okay, I do have a problem. Period. I love TV, and it's so funny because, like, when I'm talking to my G mama, which is my granny, she would be like, I know you so busy with school, you probably don't even watch TV no more, huh?
And if I hear that, I would just snicker.
I'd be like, little dude, I'd be studying, take a break, take a break.
At this point, like she said, she's a professional student at this point, so her studying sessions are damn near halfway Netflix sessions too. I'm
telling you, you just gotta... That's how you keep your mind fresh.
And that's what I said, be doing on 2K. I'm not on 2K the whole time. I'm, doing this. Damn, I got a game. Doing that. Damn, I got a game. It's the same thing. No? Okay.
I'm sick of the game in the park. And pulling up and all that. And outfits and dances and...
It's a great game.
Hitting and you broke, I'm broke. Who got this? Who got that?
Like I said, man, we're not focused on 2K. Right. We're... Again, 2 for 2.
I was triggered. I'm sorry.
I'm 2 for 2. You're 1.5. All
right, so that was that. Okay. We're good there. So, today's topic is a good one, and one that was
So we're trying to we're trying to kind of, our first season, I'm putting air quotes on season. Mm-hmm. We want to kind of discuss our timeline.
Yes, thanks, babe. Yes, thanks for bringing that up.
So episode 1 was just focused on us, our origin, or whatever. When we first got together, when she first saw the curly hair.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
Yeah, so that was episode 1. Episode 2, we like to focus on. There you go.
That's why you're here, huh? Just thank
partnership,
you.
Man.
This episode 2 kind of focuses on, we're kind of trying to do like this chronological order of like our relationship. So first, like you said, we got together, and next was this really big part of our relationship that we kind of
part.
Oh, that is
huge part.
How we, this was a really big part of our relationship. The topic of today's episode is waiting until marriage.
To get the buns.
Do you have to say it like that?
My bad.
Goodness. Waiting until marriage. So, I first told Snaxx that this was the name of the game before he even asked me to be his girlfriend, probably very, very early, like 2-3 weeks.
Are you sure?
I feel
before we got together, I knew.
Yeah. See, you was trying to marry me.
I'm a good man.
I'm just saying, because I remember.
Get you one.
Because I try to be upfront, as much as possible.
No, if I know you like I think I know you, you definitely told me before we got together.
Yeah. While
we were on the phone for 10 hours a day.
See, we had a lot to discuss.
We did not.
So I definitely told Snaxx that, hey, I know we're dating, but it's not an option. I am trying to save relations until I'm married. So I hope that you can respect that.
So for anyone listening out there, you can just imagine like you said, 18, 19?
I was 18 and you were 19.
To hear that, you're just like, damn.
Yep. And not
because marriage is not around the corner at 19.
Not around the
you're
corner
like,
at all. And I ain't trying to put nobody on Front Street and I'm not judging. I wanna say that too. But see, Snaxx had a different plan in life than me. So Snaxx wasn't doing that.
No.
I'm trying to say it like
I wasn't even out here like that. It's just not something. This is not something you think about.
Exactly.
Not something I was thinking about.
Exactly.
No.
And this was something that I had tried to do for a very long time. Clearly my whole
your
life.
entire life.
My entire life.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to let him know.
So everybody she talked to prior to me caught that fade, like, damn, that same realization that for one, she's not going.
And honestly, that was kind of like a lot of.
That ended a lot of your relationships.
It did. Yeah. It really did, and I didn't trust, a lot in my relationships because I oftentimes got cheated on because I was not giving out any gifts. So, guys, I'm very awkward, especially when it comes to
Yeah, she'll never say the S word.
I don't, especially not on this podcast.
No.
I can't.
So there'll be a lot of metaphors.
Yes.
For the relations.
Yes, relations. And so, yes, I wasn't giving out any gifts. And so I oftentimes got cheated on because other people were giving my men or, my little boyfriends
they were giving
at the time.
They were handing out
handing out gifts.
They were
lots
Santa
of
Claus.
Gifts, confetti and all types of stuff. It was nicely wrapped and
easily accessible,
Right. I didn't have anything to offer them, I guess. And so
but again, so you also have to take in context your age. Like, yes, nobody is really that
in college.
Yeah, nobody is really that mature. Nobody's that mature at that age.
Well, so I'm glad you brought that up because I wrote down here, why did I choose that life for myself?
Yeah, and when I say nobody, maturity? I mean everybody but Kamille. She's that mature at that age.
But
a lot. Go ahead, babe. I don't want to say nobody, just a lot of people are not that mature at that age.
And I don't even know, like, I appreciate your compliment, but I don't know if it was maturity versus, like, my upbringing and being like scared to disappoint, because my entire life, like, for some reason, I enjoy, school and trying to do nice things for, I don't know how to say it. Like, for some reason, everybody always looked at me to do the right thing, and it was a lot of pressure.
One. Yeah.
It was a lot of pressure growing up.
She was definitely the chosen one at her church.
It was a lot of pressure, and so, I grew up Christian, and you are to save yourself from marriage for your husband, and that's what you do. They ain't tell you nothing else. They just say you don't do it. Period.
It was in the handbook.
Don't you be hot and fast. You go to school and you do what you're supposed to.
Facts.
And so I think and I'm still trying to deal with, like, perfectionism, because it can be a very serious problem.
I think it's almost like trauma.
It is. It's because and maybe eventually in the future, maybe even later on in this episode, I'll share it, but it is trauma, because it's kind of like, you don't do this, you don't do this, you don't do this. You have to do it this way.
You hear that so much. It's like engraved in your mind.
It's engraved. And so, honestly, sex, I said the S word. It's supposed to be something that is beautiful, shared between people who love each other.
Husband and wife,
based off of our beliefs. But when people engrave it, don't do it, you almost get like a negative kind of perception about it, and then you kind of get, you're afraid for this action. You're afraid to do it. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, like, I shouldn't. It's impure. It's not, all these different things that kind of come up. I do want to get deeper into that, but maybe that's for a later date. But I'm passionate about that, because I feel like the church, although, we do need to make sure that we are listening to, adhering to the laws of God and, all that good stuff. But I also think it's an important conversation to have with young women and young men about just the act itself, because the act itself it's not a bad thing. No. It's the timing and how Certainly and where not. You do it and with who, which should be your spouse. Yeah. So that's always been something that's a tough thing. And so anyways, that was kind of like one of the main reasons, why I was driven. Yes, I wanted to make it to the end, to wait till I was married, but I had a fire lit up underneath my tail. If in my mind, if you mess up,
yep, it's
you know
a
what
wrap.
I'm saying? If you mess up, Kamille,
So what in your mind? If you messed up, what was next?
If you mess up, I'm not graduating college. Yeah. My mama gonna go in it. Shout out to my mommy. But if anybody's ever been my mommy, she don't play. Donna K does not. She plays no games. Period. Zero.
None.
So in my mind, you have a goal. You're to go to school, learn, graduate, and then after that, you go to med school or whatever else you planning to do. You get your degree. Period.
Mama ain't raising no kids.
She ain't raising no kids. And so I think I was driven a lot by fear.
Yeah, that's always interesting to me, because it's like I'm the complete opposite way almost. Like, not to say I don't have goals or aspirations or anything like that. It's just I don't have that I have to do this or.
That's good. I'm jealous.
And even like growing up, my dad beat me all the time, but it was not.
You deserved it.
Yeah, and that's what happened. But when I became of age, it was like, all right, bet that's over with. Like, there's no more. There's no more. If I don't do this, that'll happen
from your parents, and so. That's part of, I'm trying to do a lot of self-growth and self-healing and really asking God to work with me on some things. That's one thing that I need to work on, and one thing I absolutely admire about Snaxx is I don't often live for me. Where Snaxx, it don't make him no never mind. He gonna do what he does. He thinks about others, but like you said, it's not, I have to do it this way.
Yeah, it's
or
like,
I'm going to disappoint somebody else.
Take this podcast, for example. When we were discussing, like, making the announcement, quote unquote, that we were even doing this, Kamille was like, should we tell someone first?
Yeah, I felt so bad. I was like, well, we didn't even tell any of our friends or our family that we were trying to do a podcast. Like, shouldn't we have told them first before we told the world?
And in my head, I'm like, why?
And that's exactly what he said. He said, why?
And it's not, in my head, I don't think it's, like, disrespectful. It's just some things are, especially when it comes to things like this, because they're like not plans or dreams, but there's something that we're working on. And sometimes when you throw that in the air, in the atmosphere, and it doesn't happen, sometimes the reason that it doesn't happen is because people built these expectations
over you,
or you build these expectations in your head that you think these people want to do that or want to hear this. So to dodge all of that,
you just ain't say nothing.
Yeah, just don't say anything. Just do it.
Right.
Because then...
And it's not because you don't care about their thoughts or opinions or anything.
Yeah, no. It's not that.
So, yeah, I have to learn that.
I necessarily don't need them. Or it's not that I don't want to hear them. It's just I don't...
You don't need them?
That sounds rude.
Y'all, Snaxx is better, he said.
It's not that I don't need them. It's not that. It's just... I don't know.
But that is, I want to get to a healthy balance of that in my life where, like, I can literally say, I'm living for Kamille, I'm doing this for me and my husband and our family or whatever. And then, but at the same time, I need the balance in between. It's either one or the other extreme. Like, I'm never in the middle.
No, hot or cold.
Right. I know. That's something.
You're getting better, though.
I'm trying.
You're nowhere near
what I used to be.
Kamille. No.
No. I had to let that part go.
Fearful Kamille.
Man, it's no way to live your life, man.
Yeah. So it's back to...
So that's
I don't remember like I said, I don't remember the moment you told me. I just remember reactions.
What were your feelings? I mean, I don't know if you remember them, but...
She's stupid.
She stinks.
She's dumb. This
sucks.
She's a terrible person who puts people through this. No, I mean, reactions were... They were probably mixed, if I had to really just sit here and think about my reaction.
So nice.
I mean, mixed in, like... Mixed being feeling like, you know... Kamille's this, I hold you to such a high regard. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dope, damn near, that you are waiting to mirrors. Like, you don't come across that often. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like, damn.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah. How? Maybe I can finesse something. No?
What's funny is you did. Like, I remember, this is probably like years after we had been in a relationship, but you were just like, I kind of thought I could change your mind.
Yeah, I mean, and not even initially. I just, like, again, 19. Yeah, I just thought maybe over time.
Yeah, maybe all she needs is time.
Yeah, not even immediately. Just over time, maybe that might go away or something. I don't know. But at the time, I fully respected it. Thought it was dope. Mm-hmm. Thought it was cool. It was just, at that time, I didn't think there was anybody out there that mature to be like, nah, bro. Mm-hmm. Locked, clamped. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one thing that worked.
You will not get through this fortress.
You won't. No gifts will be received.
And handing out no gifts.
Or given. And it's crazy because I think one thing that worked kind of for us is like setting boundaries. Here's what I'm comfortable with. Here's what I'm not comfortable with. This is what I said we can do. This is what I said we can't do. And I think once I presented those boundaries and things like that to you, they were received, they were respected, and it wasn't easy.
No,
it ain't easy trying to deny your flesh.
No.
But I think we worked at it the best way that we could, and yeah.
And I mean, another important aspect of it all is that so similar to Kamille, you grew up in the church. Mm-hmm. I grew up in the church. Mm-hmm. Two different beliefs, but we both have that. We both had that strong religious background. Right. So hearing that you were saving yourself for marriage, it wasn't like, damn.
Right. Because you kind of knew.
Yeah. I already knew. Like, I knew that was, you know what I'm saying, the thing. I knew that was what you were, you know what I'm saying, supposed to do or whatnot. But it wasn't like I felt like I was missing out on anything. It damn near felt like I was gaining something. Like, that was damn near going to keep me on track moving forward.
Because you ain't supposed to be out here in these streets.
Ain't supposed to be out here in these streets like that. From a religious standpoint, and just from a moral standpoint, like, it's just never that good to be out here in the streets like that. So
yeah.
At the time, it was like 50-50. It was cool. I wasn't the happiest about it, but I wasn't the saddest about it. Nah, I wasn't like the end of the world type situation. Yep. So like you said, boundaries, all that stuff, we did that.
I have a question.
What's up?
Do you have any like regrets, basically?
Regrets on what specifically? Like,
I don't know, like choosing to stay. Like, once I told you that I wasn't giving out any gifts for you to receive. Like, you still decided to try, you know, to see what the relationship was all about.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because
again, like I said, I think that decision that you made impacted me. Therefore, it allowed me to also grow and, you know, do the things that I felt like I needed to do religiously. So, no.
Okay. I guess
it was tough.
It is tough.
It was tough. I mean, I have a question. So at this age, we're older now, but if you could go back in time, your 18, 19-year-old self, would you recommend that to a couple just starting out?
Recommend what?
Saving yourself to marriage.
You know,
knowing what you know now. Because remember, at 18, 19, marriage is not around the corner.
It is not around the corner.
Not even like next street up.
Nope. It's not even.
For most people.
You know, I always have to think about what I am supposed to say as a Christian.
You're a PC, politically correct answer.
I think that, if I'm being honest, I would say that I think it's important to maybe have relations with one person. I don't know if you need to wait until you are married. But the reason why I know it's like put in place is because you never know what can happen. Like, say, for instance, like me and you decided to go down the other route. I decided to go ahead and give you a gift, and you was out here trying to receive, okay?
Which I would have been.
And so, but who's to say that we would have made it and gotten married? And so now we break up, and then I meet somebody else, and then I give them a gift. Oh, but wait a minute. We didn't work out either for whatever reason. Maybe... You know, it just didn't work. Now I go with somebody else, and now I'm giving another gift.
Yeah, now you're just a gift giver.
Now I'm just a gift giving
gift giving
you
woman.
know. And here again, no judgment. But what I'm saying is thinking about it more so with the act, which is what I was kind of talking about earlier with, I don't feel a lot is talked about sex. The act of it, to me, it is so special, the connection, now that I have experienced it. But so think about that. Like, is it not smart, I'm trying to always be politically correct, but basically you don't want to always give a piece of yourself over and over.
You don't want your pieces everywhere.
You don't want your pieces everywhere. You want to be whole. And so,
how can you be?
You want to be made whole, and I know
your pieces are everywhere.
Exactly, my pieces are everywhere. But I know in life things happen, and whatever the case may be. But for me, it was important to make sure that my pieces, I'm already a hot mess. I don't need to be a hot mess and then my pieces be everywhere.
Pieces of the puzzle. You can never complete that puzzle because the pieces are everywhere.
Pressure here, pressure there, this, that, and the third, trying to find myself or whatever. I can't have all of that and my pieces be all over the floor somewhere. And so, to answer your question, I think it's important to have relations with one person, period.
Gotcha.
And the reason why I say I don't know if waiting till marriage is it is because I don't know.
It's so tricky though.
It's tricky.
So if you don't make the commitment to wait till marriage, then it's even more harder to make the commitment to give your gift to one person, because you don't know if that one person,
if they're going to be there.
No.
They're going to stay there and help you keep your pieces together.
It's a very tricky thing.
It's tricky.
It's a very tricky thing to, like I said, recommend for someone. Like it's
so tricky because, say for instance, we did that, it would be so like you said, it would be easy. There's nothing keeping you bound to me, for one.
No.
And would we have built that same like respect for others, like for your wishes, my wishes? Would we have built that same foundation?
No. That's one of the pros of waiting. So while we were waiting, we were able to build so many other things. Yeah. And that was kind of at the, it was on the back burner. Like,
if I can be candid, when we were consummating, when we were able to consummate our marriage, I was laughing.
Yeah.
I was laughing.
It was funny.
It was funny to me because it's like we've been together for 6.5 years.
It's like, what are we doing?
And like, yes, I was cracking up like, what is happening?
This is silly.
This is funny. But I will say that it's a very important part of a relationship.
Yeah. Definitely.
Having relations.
Definitely. But all the other things that were built while we weren't having relations
are also
almost
very important.
Trump.
They do.
The importance of relations. Mm-hmm. Not completely, but it trumps though. It trumps that for sure.
They are definitely on the same up there. You need everything. You need a healthy balance of everything. So that's definitely, that's definitely for sure. It's crazy because you asked me that question. That was like one of the things that I kind of wrote down that I wanted to discuss. But yeah. Anything else you want to add to that?
I mean, do you, like, your question was, did I have any regrets? Do you have any regrets?
Of us waiting?
Not even regrets. So, how do you feel about relations? I guess did you feel like there was pressure on the relations after you got married?
Yes.
Because there was no pressure.
See, I didn't want to put my business out there on Front Street, but I'm going to be just candid, and hopefully what I say, it can bring comfort to somebody else. It was so much pressure to now give my gift to my husband. I literally had all my best friends texting me the next day, like, girl, you know what I'm saying?
How was your gift exchange? Girl?
And I'm just like, first of all, the first, time that you have relations, it's not going to be anything crazy. I mean, at this point, not trying to be funny, but at this point, Snaxx and I, we're both in the same boat. I mean, I haven't had relations, but he hasn't had any relations in eons.
No.
So we're both in the same boat. It's not going to be anything wild and crazy like on TV.
No fireworks.
It's not going to be like that.
Oh, I hate TV. Like,
you know what I mean?
hate it. I hate the way they
just over centralize everything. And so it was so much
Ozarks,
pressure.
Not to kill you or go off topic too much. Ozarks did a pretty good job of depicting on what relations for the first time would look like. Like, old girl shed a tear.
Yes, it's not anything crazy. And so, okay, now you're married.
Not a good tear either. It was a painful
it's like
tear.
A wince. Just, if we can be candid, it's not like that. And so, yes, now that we're married, like, so much pressure on that, and
damn near caused by your worst enemy, social media.
Yes, absolutely. Which is why I can't do it.
It's a part of it. Not cause. It's a part of it.
Because it's kind of like I have to work on expectations of the world and like how the world portrays things versus like reality, sometimes. And so it was just so much pressure. And I feel like it was a lot of pressure on myself because, I'm the woman, TV teaches you that you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z and all this. The gift. Give your gift and give it like this. Don't put no wrapper on your gift. Put a wrapper on your gift.
Facts.
Like, it was just
too much.
Too much. And
overload.
I thank God that I have a patient husband. I do. And so, you know, he waited for me, and he's awesome. So I do and that's kind of why I was saying that I don't know if waiting till marriage is right by the Lord. But if you're just asking me like my opinion, I think like I will stick with having relations with one person, you know, and that's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Because
I agree. I just think it's very
pressure.
It's very tricky advice.
It's the pressure. It's kind of like, okay, now you guys are married. Now do it. And if you're somebody who grew up like me, where your entire life having relations was such a big no-no, and you weren't supposed to do this, and you can't be doing that, and you're telling me last night before I got married I couldn't do it. It was bad. It was a no-no.
As soon as we say I do,
and now that I didn't said I do, I'm supposed to be out here in these streets.
Yeah, basically.
Mentally, I couldn't put it. That's how it works.
Yeah.
And I think there's a conversation that needs to be had somewhere with our young women, especially our Christian young women, because mentally for me, I am such like an emotional like being, and like mentally for me that was just so much. Like within one night, 24 hours, I'm to go from doing something that I've done for 25 years, 25 when we got married, 25 years, and all of a sudden the next day I'm supposed to be out here just
flip the switch, Meg the Stallion,
flipping this, dropping it, all this, and it was really tough for me to connect those dots, something that I'm always trying to work on, you know. So that was a really good question, honey, because it's the conversation that needs to be had.
It is. I don't know. Again, like the people who may be listening aren't going through or didn't go through a similar situation. But I think it's still just a good story for a lot of people to hear, because we're out here. There's people like us out here, like that had to go through that situation and are still not still going through that situation, but still trying to figure things out.
You're just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it ain't easy.
It ain't easy.
It wasn't easy. It's great now.
Praise God.
Yeah.
But you need a lot of patience and trust in your partner, and a little bit of security. And that's why I say that I'm grateful for the husband that I have, because like I said, I really get in my head a lot. And so I needed Snaxx to be that one to help me through everything. Period. Just help me through the process. Even before we got married, I did feel bad that I wasn't giving him my gifts, even though he verbally told me it was okay.
Not initially.
Oh, okay. Okay,
initially, she was like, yeah.
Nigga, well, I had to be strong at first, but then after 6 years of whining and dining and being all nice to me, I'm just like, well, dang, I feel bad now. This man did. He's been so great.
Just sad.
Like looking like Eeyore. I'm like, well, dang, this poor baby, Lord, get us married.
Yeah, facts.
So, man,
cool.
You ain't never had no like, dang, if only I could get a gift.
During like before we got married. Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Of course, there was thoughts like it's a lot of long nights.
I just wish I could get a gift. Wish somebody dropped me off a gift.
Man, a lot of nights really like, man, that would be perfect.
That would be very nice.
But didn't happen.
I do have a question. Well, not a question, but more so like just something else as to why I think it might be beneficial to try to have relations with your spouse. And I know that's not how the world lives, and I don't want to sound judgmental because I always care what other people think.
Like you can
say that like 5 times.
You can voice your opinion without being judgmental.
Okay. All right. Guys, I'm not being judgy. But another reason why it might be beneficial to have relations with one person is because you you erase all thoughts of previous things. So, for example, I have no other comparison, no other anything outside of Snaxx, because Snaxx is the only thing I know, right? However, sometimes I feel like there could be like room for not jealousy, but heightened expectations, because so and so could do it this way.
Yeah.
And so if so and so can do it this way, I expect you to do it this way or do it better.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that might bring in insecurity, especially if you're somebody who's just trying to work on being confident and secure in who you are. And if you're not quite there yet, that might pose a problem, things like that.
Yeah. Was I better than her?
Right. And I'm not here to try to sway nobody to do that.
Yeah.
But it's just something.
I don't even think we're at that age. Like,
we're not. We're old. We're almost 30.
We're almost 30. Again, this is just, our podcast is a chronological.
Right.
At this moment, we're just chronologically going through our relationship.
Yes. And at that time, that's where we were.
That's where we were.
That is where we were. And
we were in that place for 6 years.
Okay.
6 long.
6 years. They flew by to me. Time flies when you're having fun and just being with the one you love. So, no. Not quite. Not quite. Were they long?
It was long.
It was long.
It was time. Mm-hmm. It wasn't short.
How did your friends feel about that?
A lot of jokes.
Like, did you have a lot of pressure?
Not pressure. You know pressure? My friends. We joke about everything. So just a lot of jokes.
Jokes.
Honestly, though, I had a road dog, though. Shout out to Eli and Sean. It wasn't initially. They got together probably, 3-4 years into us being together?
Yeah.
So they also were waiting until marriage.
Yes, they were.
Eli was like my guy in the
Eli
corner.
didn't know he was going to be a part of the same boat.
No, Eli was also he was probably the leader of those jokes initially. Damn, dog, you ain't.
Eli was the leader. Now he
right next to me.
Let me sit on down next to you.
Damn.
Yeah.
So just a lot of jokes. Just, Snaxx ain't, No pressure, though. No pressure from my friend. I think, like I said, shout out to my friends. Shout out to the homies. It was just jokes. Just a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
Just a lot of
they
jokes.
Were pretty good jokes.
Yeah.
Pretty good jokes. But yeah.
Unfortunately, my friends are pretty funny, so a lot of those jokes were hit home often. But, yeah.
Before we close this podcast out, there is something that I do want to touch on. What are your thoughts? It's kind of in the realm about living with your partner before you get married.
Oh, I'm all for it. I think
because
that is...
we did live together before we got married.
I think that is
even
the one...
though I wasn't giving you
Still no gifts. We lived together, still no gifts. But I think that is the one thing or one aspect of like, everyone that grew up around, 50s, 60s, our parents' age.
Yeah.
They believe, most of them, that you should not live with someone before
you're living together, you're being together.
You're giving gifts.
You're knowing one another.
Exactly. The gifts are being given if you live with one another. I think in today's age you're almost setting yourself up for failure if you do not, again, just my opinion, if you do not live with your spouse before you guys get married. There's so many things that you learn that you need to know before you get married. And you only will know those things if you live with one another.
And I want to say it made the transition of us getting married so much easier, because people were just like, how's the married life? And I'm just like, it feels the exact same, except now I'm just giving my husband a gift. The
gifts, yeah. The last day of being married and the first day of being married was the same exact thing.
Was the same. I will say.
I damn hate that. So anything different? No,
it wasn't.
There is. But no, between us, no, not really.
No.
I'm just getting gifts now. The gifts are being given.
And it's crazy because when you did first move in, when you first moved in together, it was a little friction I didn't realize I had OCD.
Oh, she's ridiculous.
I didn't realize that until Snaxx came and tore up my house.
And
I
I'm not even dirty.
And he's not
like
even that dirty at
she's
all.
She's the type of person that would clean a clean house.
You have to stay on top of it. You do.
Yeah.
And it was just so many things were brought to the surface. Like he, you know, and of course, in the course of our relationship, we've, stayed at one another's apartments and stuff before, but it was so much different.
It's just not it's not the same.
It wasn't.
It's not the same.
You
gotta get used. You have to get used to seeing the same person every day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Talking to the same person every day.
Yeah.
Going to sleep with the same person every day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's something that you should try. Not saying it's impossible.
Right.
But I just advise.
I did get a benefit, a huge benefit.
Yeah.
I have a personal chef, guys.
Yeah. A lot of people won't get that, though.
Huh?
But I said a lot of people won't get that. But.
That's true. Okay. All right. I guess it's just from my personal experience.
Yeah.
I did have to amp up my cleaning, but in return, I got snacks and
free meals.
Great cooking, guys. It is a blessing.
I'll be out here. Nothing crazy.
Nothing.
I'll be out here.
I just be getting fed.
Yep. Although you made breakfast this morning.
I did. That's what I can offer. I offer breakfast. That is what I do.
That's her go-to.
That is my. Babe, you want some breakfast?
Some breakfast?
You want some breakfast? You want some?
Hopefully, hoping that would get her off the hook to cook for the next week.
I got breakfast. I can make breakfast. And then later on for dinner, I just been.
I'll give you this too. She's been making at least once a week because she's gluten free. We're going whatever. So she has this thing with pho ramen dishes.
I love it.
So she's been making these big ramen bowls once a week, and those have been A1.
Quarantine has really. I also was baking bread. It's really just.
I damn near hate saying ramen, but it's such a negative connotation to ramen.
Yeah,
people automatically think.
Packets.
Yeah.
No, guys, we've been having homemade ramen
using bone broth and things like that.
This has been coming out really
green
good.
Onion, cilantro.
That's what I can offer: ramen and breakfast.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
I think that was pretty good. We hit the basics with that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Very important topic of our relationship.
Very important. That was a really big thing.
Seeing people's faces when we used to tell them nah, dog, it ain't happening right now.
It's not happening.
So y'all ain't. Nope.
It's not.
Not even.
And a lot of people thought we were.
Oh, of course. I mean,
a lot of people thought we were.
We're young.
People
college.
thought I was out here hot and fast.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Nope. Charlie, even if nope.
No.
But what if she nope?
No.
But even if y'all go vacation nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
Birthday?
No, birthday. Not even.
Oh, remember on your birthday, Bo played Jeremiah.
Jokes like that. Yeah, jokes like that.
Made.
Played birthday sex on my birthday,
and he was getting no birthday sex.
No birthday gifts. No.
But yeah,
those are funny though. I love those type of jokes.
But yeah, so we just want to thank you guys again for tuning into the second episode of
season 1, episode 2
of our podcast, Trying This Thing On Out. We appreciate you guys stopping by, all that good stuff. We hope that something we said inspired you to find a little love somewhere in your life. You can keep up with us on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram, all of that.
Yep. Just trying to be out here in these podcast streets.
Mm-hmm.
So again, appreciate y'all for listening. And by the great Dom Kennedy words.
Not the great.
Or how do you say that?
From the great.
Yeah. Words from the great Dom Kennedy. When you see love, just go get it, fam. All right, y'all.
Want some breeze.